Financial Transformation Magick is the latest book by Damon Brand, who is, you could say, the figurehead of the Gallery of Magick, who is a group of magicians who have been putting out quite a few very accessible books for beginner magicians, using traditional grimoire technologies, but simplified and harnessing the magical discoveries that we've made since those Solomonic grimoires were made. And so, yeah, there's a heavy influence of chaos magic, and there's an element of the law of attraction there happening a little bit, right? Before I do a full review of Financial Transformation Magick, or as full as I can, just a few days after the book was released, I have actually started working with it, so I do have a few thoughts. But first of all, I just want to point out that this book fully replaces Wealth Magick. Now, this is actually an old edition of Wealth Magick. Before they replaced the cover with a similar picture, just with pentagrams all over it, just to warn new users, new magicians, that there are workings involving demons in this particular work. Now, this Wealth Magick worked extremely well for me. It helped me to move from my very small 45 square meter flat to the current flat where I live, and which is at least twice the size. And all of this kind of happened since since I worked with this. I'm going to say that there is a working in here that doesn't involve demons. It involves angels, the so-called angels of omnipotence, from the 6th and 7th books of Moses. Actually, a lot of the magic here comes from the 6th and 7th books of Moses. All of this definitely from that particular grimoire. I showed you a couple of sigils earlier on that are definitely recognizable. This is more the Black Pullet, I believe, but yes. Anyway, this one definitely 6th and 7th books. So the second rite, the second ritual in this series of rituals that are to be performed one after the other for a certain number of days, and it takes a total of, I can't remember exactly, but I did it over a period of just over a year, but it doesn't need to have taken so long. I just took plenty of breaks in between. There is a second ritual in here invoking the angels of omnipotence, and it's well known for being a little disruptive. And a little disruptive, I might say, is an understatement. Within 2 weeks of starting to work with that particular ritual, I was taken to hospital with a heart murmur and had heart surgery, the outcome of which was that I had to take 2 months off work, during which I was so bored that I started a YouTube channel. And, I was able to quit my day job very soon after that. It was very, very cool indeed. I wouldn't say it was a payment. It was just what I needed, right? That kind of boredom was the thing that I needed in order to actually get started on the path that was ultimately the best path for me. So yes, some disruption to be expected. And so this book, even the new version with the pentacles, the pentagrams, the reversed pentagrams all over, has now been removed from the market. I tried to find a couple of about maybe a few weeks ago. I was trying to find a copy to gift to my wife, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, it looks like they took it off the market. And well, sure enough, a few days later, this is what seemed to have replaced it. And yes, if you read inside, you'll find that yes, it does replace Wealth Magick. And as I say, I've started working with the contents, and this is, I'm going to say, definitely safer, right? It uses a lot more of the the law of attraction, a lot more of chaos magic, and a little less of Solomonic grimoire magic. That said, there is plenty of technology drawn from the grimoires, and specifically the Sefer Raziel in this particular case. And so I'm just showing you a few of the sigils there that are involved, but let me give you an idea of what's going on. You're still doing, just like in Wealth Magic, you're still doing that daily practice, which I would suggest is actually the core. Right. I think that a lot of the results that you're going to get are from that daily practice, which is so simple. And I'm going to just invite you to read that and get involved with that. But what you're really getting is let me try to remember. I think it's 24 different rituals of different lengths. And some of them are 7 days long. I think that's the shortest one. It goes up to, I think, 19 days, where you just do it over and over again. One day you do this ritual, and then the next day you do it again. The next day you do it again for 19 days, and then you move on to the next one. And these are very, very short rituals. And you're always doing the same thing. You're turning to the page of your ritual. You're taking a quick glance at the sigil for that particular ritual. You're reading through the chapter that precedes it to get a feel for what it is that you're achieving with this particular ritual. And then you're turning to the page with the sigil. You're looking very, you're gazing. There we go. That's the proper term for it. You're gazing at the white areas of that sigil, and then you are chanting 3 vowels. I was interested to see that in the second ritual, it's actually Iyao. So yeah, there is actually technology involved here that is powerful technology. It's not explained. That's not the point of this book. The point is to get you out of poverty, or get you out of whatever level of wealth you're currently finding yourself at, and getting yourself into a situation where you are wealthy. There we go, whatever that means for you. And you're encouraged to examine what that means for you along the way. And I would say that is, in fact, a big part of the magic here. You are effectively spending 321 days, right, thinking daily about wealth, and thinking daily about the different aspects of wealth. And that's a very powerful practice in itself, right? I mean, whether you're evoking and calling upon various entities to help you along the way, angels are evoked, right, through these sigils. These are actually angelic names. You're actually told the names of the angels involved, Yechaziel in this case, and Verho Fnehu, and you have the pronunciations in every case. So yes, those entities are involved, and they're doing the heavy lifting for you. But you, on your side, are encouraged to examine wealth from your own perspective, and in different ways with every single one of these 24 rituals that you'll be doing one after the other, day after day, for, yes, just shy of a year. So that's very, very cool. Damon Brand does suggest that you can take short breaks in between each ritual, but that is not a requirement. And in fact, if you do it in quick succession, then that's probably best. And I would say that in this case, I agree. In this case, I really had to take time in between each working, just because I wanted to learn about the technologies that were being involved in each successive ritual and learn about the entities that were being evoked. I don't like evoking or entities that I've got no idea about that are complete strangers, and so I needed to do just research, get myself comfortable with the idea that what I was actually going to be doing next was in fact safe. Right here, it's pretty obvious to me that all of this is safe and being worked so intensively will be very effective. I have no doubt. So as I told you, I've started on the first ritual. I picked the book up 5 days ago, and I have the Kindle edition. Oh, this is another consideration. I always tell you that when you're picking up a Gallery of Magick book, it's best to pick up the Kindle edition. In this case, I'm going to say it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, you can pick up the hardcover, which is not awful, right? It's a paperback that's been bound and that's been given some head and tail bands. There's nothing wrong with it. It's serviceable and not super expensive for a print-on-demand hardcover book. I hate the cover, of course. It's AI. It just makes my skin crawl. But what can you do? It's a sign of the times. I mean, back in the day, this definitely isn't AI, but it was definitely in the same style. So I can completely see why they've embraced the AI thing. Many people have suggested that because the cover is AI, then of course the interior must be AI as well. But I can guarantee that, having been reading Damon Brand's books for the best, almost a decade now, I can tell you that no, this is definitely written by Damon Brand. It's the same style as it ever was. It's the same style as it was in 2013, I guess, when I picked up his first book. Maybe 2014. So yeah, gosh, goodness, over a decade. It's definitely Damon Brand. It's definitely not AI, written by AI. It's definitely not outsourced to just slop. He has put effort into here, and you can tell. You can tell if you know a little bit about magic, right? It's not traditional magic. So no, I wouldn't say that if you know a little bit about Solomonic magic only, that you'll be able to work out what's going on here. But if you've got a good idea about magic in general, and especially chaos magic, and a little bit about grimoire magic, then you'll be able to possibly a little bit about PGM technologies. Then you'll be able to work out exactly how they have concocted the ritual that's going on here. It's very short, very accessible, very approachable. Really, magic for the masses, and I'd say that this is a time when financial transformation is on a lot of people's minds. So I would say this is a good thing. There we are. Do you need this if you've already got this? They literally are two completely different workings. If you're comfortable working with this one, despite the fact that they feel that it's been necessary to take it off the market, then go ahead. Despite what I've told you about the process, I feel, having come out the other side, that I could not get where I am today without that process, which was deeply disruptive, right? And I'm actually grateful for it. I haven't died from it. The only thing that I got out of, the only negative that I got is a tiny scar on the side of my chest. That's what I got, right? A tiny scar on the side of my chest, and not having to worry about where the next meal was going to come from for the past 10 years has been very, very nice. Maybe not actually 10 years, maybe about 7 years. Hopefully this will do something similar for many people. Will it be as powerful? I can't tell until I've worked all the way through it. I've got a feeling that it might be as powerful just because of how much more involved. This is 24 different rituals versus 7 in here, right? 24 different rituals. So you are really approaching the topic of wealth, of financial transformation from many, many different directions and focusing it on it every day, at least twice, because you're doing your daily ritual and then you're doing your whatever main ritual you are currently up to, right? So yeah, that's going to be an interesting year for many people, I think. That's pretty much what I've got to tell you about financial transformation magic for the moment, until I've gone through maybe a little bit more and hopefully started to notice some differences, right? Some changes, some transformations. There we are. I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to see more of these videos, then of course, yeah, do click on the little bell button to get notifications. And if you'd like to support the channel, then the best way to do that is to join the Patreon, which gives you access to the Foolish Fish Discord, where you can find out all the latest books that have been released, all the latest esoteric and occult grimoires that people are discussing over there. There we are. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and see you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.